about the new website.
Yeah, I heard
So we're going to
that.
have a discussion about our new website today for the farmers. But we're going to change it and just talk about the situation as far as the location of the market, stuff like that. So when I'm done speaking, I'm going to turn it over to Leslie. She's just going to give a sequence of events of how we arrived at where we are. And so before I do that, I'd like to welcome everyone in. I'm glad you could all come. And before I get to her, the things I'd like to say, first of all, is that the board members, Kelly and Charles and Leslie and Ian and wherever Les is, and Sahita and me, we're your elected representatives, your farmers. And we, as a board, are going to meet on Monday night at a closed session and decide what kind of communications we want to have with you, not direct communications. So you receive communications from the board secretaries, from all of us, with the benefit of all of you in mind. If the last year when there was a move to have Paula be fired or whatever, there was like all these emails and letters and stuff going out from wherever. So it may still be that, but if you see something from the board secretary, it means that we together made decisions for thinking of all of you and are sending it out. The second thing is that the market's been here for 41 years, and that 41 years represents a lot of people coming together with their services and products, and a lot of customers supporting them. And those relationships are the equity that is the market. And ultimately, the market is the place and not the other way around.
Could we let more people in, because there is space over here?
So, I'll turn it over to Leslie. Arrive. Figure out how you like to do the iron and the open time of comments and the whole comments in 10 minutes. And keep everything like unemotional, practical, and no provocative kind of stuff so we can just get through something. And we're going to stop at 2:30. So
Thank you all for coming here. If anyone cannot hear me, wiggle your hand and I'll try to speak louder. Those of you who do not know me, I'm Leslie Graven. I was elected Secretary of the Farmers Market this year. We took office at the end of January. And my husband, myself, and our daughter have Salmon Creek Ranch. And we are a regular vendor here. We felt it was important, in light of the Press Democrat article that came out this morning, to appraise you of what has happened and what our options are. How many of you have read that article today? Okay, a lot of you have. It was very disturbing for us, and I'll let you know how that came about. First of all, some background on the market. The market has been in the same location for over 40 years in the parking lot here. It's one of the last farmers markets in the state to be run by farmers for farmers. It has been awarded the best farmers market in Sonoma County for 2 consecutive years. We have an average of 85 vendors on Saturday and 15 vendors on Wednesday. It is an incorporated nonprofit organization in the state of California as a mutual benefit corporation. It is governed by an elected board of 7 directors, all of whom are farmers or crafters themselves, and all are local residents. And volunteers. It is an all-voluntary board. We don't get paid for this. Under the leadership of Paula Downing, our market manager, the market participates in several programs to make healthy food accessible to the underserved in our community. This includes a process that was instituted to enable individual vendors to accept food stamps. We are also collaborating with the Vista Family Health Center of Santa Rosa to teach pregnant women at risk of gestational diabetes how to prepare healthy food for their families. The market also hosts a periodic food as medicine booth where local physicians volunteer their time to help low-income families prepare the food that they get at the market. We try to create a happy atmosphere for our customers, regardless of income level. The staff does a great job of putting up tables, of having knowledgeable people to ask things of, and places where people can rest, share meals, meet with friends. In November of 2011, rumors circulated that the Veterans Hall was going to be privatized. In other words, the county was going to divest itself of its management. The market management met with Supervisor Shirley Zane and a representative from the County Parks Department, Carol Hart. It's important to understand that the landlord for this building is the County Parks Department. At that meeting, Board President Ted Richardson was present, Paula Downing, and the founder of our market and current treasurer, Charles Stark. At that time, the market was verbally informed that it was going to be having a rent increase of 167%. As you can imagine, everyone was pretty shocked. So at that time, nor any time since, has the County Parks Department put in writing about this increase until very recently, which we'll talk about in a minute. Nor did it set a date by which it needed our response to this imposed rent increase. In order to try to get the best rate, the first step that the market management decided to do was to ask the County Board of Supervisors for consideration for a rent reduction. The new rent was going to be due July 1st of this year. The way the rent works for this space is the rent is evenly divided between the Saturday market and the Wednesday market. It's split down the middle. So basically, the Saturday market with 85 vendors subsidizes the Wednesday market with 15 vendors, which has worked. I mean, it's been okay. But in view of what's been going on, we knew that changes were going to have to be made. Meanwhile, a new board of directors took office at the end of January. You see us up here. At the general meeting at the end of January, we informed everybody, all our members and vendors, about the rent increase, and a rent committee was formed to investigate what our options might be. Do we stay? Do we try to come up with that money? Should we move to a different location? Should we move only the Wednesday market and try to get the Saturday market to stay? And if we did move, where to? So this rent committee, since the end of January, has been actually physically going to investigate other sites, finding out what they might cost, how convenient they are they for customers, and most importantly, polling our members of this organization about what they wanted to do, because that is really important to us. So during this time, all that has been going on. On February 6th, the market board received the report from the rent committee, and we began to hone down what our options might be. On February 8th, we heard a rumor that the Parks Department was in negotiation with an outside party for this space. On February 10th, a letter was received from the Parks Department via postal mail asserting that, based on our discussions, we understand that you are not interested in renting the facility at this rate. It is important to note that at no time did anyone verbally or in writing say that we did not want this location. That never happened. Shocked, dismayed about the rent increase? Yes, but also at the same time trying to figure out what we were going to do about it. On February 11th and 18th, the rent committee and various volunteer vendors informally polled you about what you wanted to do. Some of you might have talked to these people. The consensus seemed to be that people definitely wanted to stay here for Saturday, and the results about Wednesday were a little less clear. On February 13th, market founder and treasurer Charles Stark left voice messages with the Parks Department and with the supervisors stating that the market did want to sign its contract to stay here and requested a meeting to secure this. On February 15th, the market drafted a response to the Parks Department letter stating that at no time in the course of our discussions with you or anyone in your agency